Just pulled up to the gym, gonna hit some back and shoulders. These last like 3-4 months, I've been sleeping like absolute dog shit. Like I'm talking about my sleep, my recovery has been shit. I track it on my Whoop, and it's just been making it super hard to wake up. I wake up at 5, and sometimes if I don't fall asleep till like 10:30, 11:30 sometimes, it makes it super hard because then I'm waking up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning and I can't fall back asleep for like an hour, or like I'll keep waking up like and tossing and turning, just shit. So I need to fix that somehow. I'm going to figure it out. But anyways, I wanted to talk about the concept of starting and how you have to be absolutely a moron, a dumb idiot to not start. Let me explain. And I'm talking to myself, by the way. I'm talking to my old self. A lot of these talks is like I'm talking to myself in the position that I was. So someone in a position that I wanted to be in, talking to me is how I'm, how I'm bringing all this stuff up. But I needed to be perfect. Everything I did needed to be perfect, and then I would start. The timing had to be perfect, and then I would start. I had to have all the information, and then I would start. I had to be 100% ready, and then I would start. That's never, ever, ever, ever going to be a thing. It's never going to be a thing. To not start is the dumbest thing ever, and I'll explain now. Because when you jump into something and you're not ready 100%, you're going to figure it out. And then 3 months down the line, when you already jumped in and you're figuring it out, but now 3 months down the line, you already have it figured out because you've been in it, and now you're ahead of where you would have been, still waiting and waiting and waiting to be ready until that time never came. Procrastination is disguised in perfectionism. People that say that they're perfectionists, they're not. They're procrastinators. Okay? Procrastination is disguised as perfectionism. And that's how I was. Everything I did, I had to be perfect. Dude, I started nothing. It took me like 7 years to start my online coaching business. I was waiting to be ready for 7 years, waiting, trying to get everything perfect. So dumb, dude. The hardest part is starting. Okay, and that's why most people, or a lot of people, or whatever it is, don't start. Because it is the hardest part. You have to get over fear. You have to get over procrastination. You have to get over, you thinking that you're going to fail off the bat. That was me, dude. That was me. My perfectionism was me really being a scared little bitch. Because I thought that if I never started, it was subconscious because I wanted to start, right? But subconsciously, I'm like, if I don't start, I can't fail. And I never wanted to look bad. I never, I cared what other people thought. Like, for example, this posting content shit. Do you think I'm doing this for everybody else? Like, not doing it for everybody else. Okay, of course I am. I'm, trying to motivate people and, help people and all this stuff. But like, me actually posting the content, do you think I posted and I'm like, oh my God, what is this person going to think? What is that person going to think? What is this person going to think? I don't give a shit. I did. That's why I never did it. I'm posting YouTube videos. I'm talking to a camera and then I'm posting it online for the entire world to see. You think I give a shit what anybody thinks? And so if you have that mentality, then starting becomes easier because you already got that out of the way, that you don't give a shit what anybody thinks. And so you're just going to do what's best for you and what you want to do. Like when I started, so I used to drive a truck, and I got my CDL. I was driving a truck, and I'm like, oh, my goal is to buy my own truck and have my own company and do that. I'm like, but I want to learn the ropes first. Let me drive for a year, and then once I learn everything, then I'll buy my own truck. First of all, you're not going to learn everything in a year. But I'm like, let me learn the ropes, and then I'll buy my own truck. And then a year came, and I'm like, well, let me look at the market. Because, truck prices are really expensive right now. Maybe I should wait for them to drop a little bit. And they never did. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe, look, diesel's over. Oh my God, diesel's almost $6 a gallon. Let me wait until that drops. The loads aren't paying that well. Let me wait until the market kind of stabilizes. Ask me if I bought a truck. Go ahead. Ask me if I bought a truck. Nope. Got out of that. So you're never going to be ready, man. You're never going to be ready. The hardest thing is to jump in. Even getting my CDL. I'm like, okay, I'll get my CDL, and I never did. And then I'm like, okay, I'm actually going to jump in and do it. I was shitting myself. I was terrified. That was super hard. Right, the first month, 2 months, or the first month, even in the school, it was hard. It was scary, right? And then I got my license. I'm like, oh shit, I did it. And then that fear kind of went away. And then I was training in the company. And then when they threw me by myself to go pick up a load, I was shitting myself because this was the first time that I was on my own. And so it was the beginning of something else, and I was terrified, and it was the hardest part. And then after a couple weeks, I'm like, dude, this is so easy. So you need to jump into things that you want to do because you're never going to be ready. With fitness and getting in shape, the hardest part, if you haven't before, if you have never been to a gym, if you've maybe been thinking about getting back in shape or thinking about getting in shape, the hardest part is going to be the beginning. You're going to get in the gym, and the first 2 weeks, every muscle in your body is going to be sore. Every muscle. You need to eat more food. You're trying to, put on some muscle. Eating food all day long is going to be so hard. Refusing certain types of food sometimes is going to be really, really difficult, especially because it's something that you're not used to. And so jumping in and starting is the hardest part. But you have to stop being a bitch at some point, just like I did. I had to stop being a bitch at some point. Whether it was with the CDL, whether it was with, starting my business, whatever it was. You have to stop being a bitch, and you have to look yourself in the mirror and be like, dude, I'm going to do this because this is what I want to do, and I know that I have to do it in order to get to here. I'm here. To get to here, I have to take the first step in order to continue taking steps to get to here, because I'm not going to be able to jump to here because that doesn't make any sense. Okay? So this is going to be a short one. I'm going to go inside and do some heavy deadlifts, but it was just something that I was thinking about, and how in my life I was always scared. And it wasn't until and I'll tell you what driving a truck did for me. Driving a truck is a very stressful job. Driving a truck is scary. Okay, you're carrying freaking 40,000 pounds, and you can potentially kill people on the road. Okay, getting over that fear kind of changed my life in a way of, if I can drive a truck, there's a lot of things that I can do that are way easier that I thought were hard initially. Like I'll think something's hard, and then I'll compare it to my experience driving a truck and getting over that. And it was like, this is easy, man. That's also why I train. And, when I go super intense and I train really hard and I push myself to failure, that's in a way preparing me for, the world, the outside world. Because if I can get through this, there's a lot of shit that I can get through on the outside. But yeah, that's really it for today. And the message, the moral of the story is to just fucking start, dude. Start. Stop being a bitch. Look yourself in the mirror. Tell yourself that you are capable, that you have permission to be successful. You have permission to achieve whatever goal that you set out to achieve. You have permission to do all these things that you want to do. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. You know, me posting this content shit, I should be posting way more. And people probably like, dude, this guy posts so much, man. He's so fucking annoying. Cool. Unfollow me. Carry on with the rest of your life. I don't give a shit. Okay? I know that there are people that I do get messages saying like, oh, I look forward to your videos. Oh, you know, you're motivating me to do this. You motivated me to do push-ups, all this stuff. Like, that's what I'm really doing this for as well as myself. I'm also doing it because those people that maybe wouldn't have taken that first step, and then they watch my videos or they see something of mine and they're like, okay, maybe now I can take the first step, or something I say kind of changes the way they think, and then they take that first step. And then they're going to be people that are like, dude, this guy's an idiot. Cool. Fuck off. Don't care. See ya. So don't worry about what other people think. You have permission to be successful. You have permission to achieve whatever it is that you set out to achieve. And I'll see you guys in the next one.